Greetings and salutations, Steve Charlton 66 back once again. I know it's been a while on my channel doing a video. Most of you are aware. If you're not aware, I do videos with the Four Color Fossils every Wednesday night on Graphic Man's channel. So subscribe to him. You'll be able to see the Four Color Fossils every Wednesday night, partake in discussions. You know, see a bunch of us older collectors talk about the older funny books. I'm gonna take off these glasses. It looks like I'm Cyclops or something, you know. The Four Color Fossils every Wednesday night. I'm on there most Wednesdays, and I talk about my stuff there too. So it's been a while on my channel, I know. But this is the big Baltimore Comic Con recap, so to speak, and what I picked up. Not everything, because the video will be very long, so I'm just gonna save it for probably sometime later on this month for part of it, because I'm going to another convention, a local convention, on November 20th in Frederick. So I have books there to show, so I'll just show what I have left in Baltimore along with that show. I'm going to talk for a few minutes. I know I talk a lot sometimes. I got a comment or two saying I talk too much, or I talk and don't show comics. But I got a lot of comics to show. Baltimore Comic Con, as you know, was last weekend. Hard to believe it's over already. It was great. I wait all year for this. Much to my wife's chagrin, that's all I talk about all year long is Baltimore, Baltimore. Got to save up for Baltimore. Going to get this in Baltimore. And love the show. I'm an advocate for that show because it is a classic. And you've heard me say this before, and I'll say it again. It's your classic comic book show. A lot of people compare it to Charlotte. Who's been to Charlotte? If you like Charlotte, you like Baltimore. If you like Baltimore, you'll like Charlotte. It's old school comic books, and that's what I love. It's not about the influencers. It's not seen to be seen. Look how cool I am because I'm at the con. And that's one of the reasons why I didn't film. I know I got some people asking me through Instagram and other places, you know, film some at the con. I want to share the experience with you guys. I really, really do. I'm not that technically, you know, inept, or is that the right word? I'm not inept enough to do what I want to do at the show and film. And I don't want to come across as, look at me, I'm at the big con, you know, look how cool I am. And again, it's the if you watch a lot of YouTube, it's that underlining feeling of, I'm here, but you're not. Look how cool I am. You get that feeling with a lot of videos. I didn't want to come across that way, although I did want to share the experience because it's fun. It's the atmosphere. If you subscribe to this channel, more than likely you are into the older books and not into the flavor of the month and whatnot. So that's why I didn't film. I just felt I just wanted to really be in my element and not worry about the technical aspect of getting good film. I tried to before, it just didn't come out. It's jerky, the sound's not good. I don't have any type of harness or anything cool as I'm going through the books or looking books on the wall to talk to dealers and record all that and have that aspect of it. So my apologies if people are expecting some video. I just didn't do it for those reasons. Maybe one day. I didn't even take pictures, so I just want to experience the show, to be honest, and talk about it here. I'm gonna talk for a few more minutes, so if you want to fast forward, you won't hurt my feelings because I won't know. But you can fast forward to where I'm showing the comic books. But Baltimore, again, is the old school comic show. A lot of older books, dealers who are dealing with the older books. I mean, there's new stuff there. Don't get me wrong. I mean, it's a comic book show. Comic books will be there. All ages, all formats, and everything else. But You don't have the exclusives, you know, the 100,000 exclusives that everybody's running to get and paying astronomical prices for a stupid cover. It's not like that there. It's very much comic books, comic book writers, artists, editors, up-and-coming artists, up-and-coming writers. You know, there are some toys there, but, you know, I'm so sick of Funko Pops. If I've seen another Funko Pop, I don't know what I'm going to do. I am so tired of Funko Pops, I can puke. I don't understand. I have a few. Don't get me wrong. I think they're neat. But, I mean, when you got walls and walls of Funko Pops, that's all you do. I don't know. I don't know how that comes about. But anyway, comic books, comic books, comic books. Was there Friday, Saturday, part of Sunday. Friday was the day for me as far as I'm concerned. Saturday was fun too. Friday, again, it opens at 1 until 7 because it's Friday. You don't get the crowd yet. A lot of money was exchanging hands. Cash was the name of the game. You got cash, you're going to get the deals. Again, people still had deals with credit cards and plastic and stuff. Don't get me wrong. Dealers were working with you. The dealers wanted to move their product. I think this is the last big con, if I'm not mistaken, of the year. They want to move product. They want to move their books and get that money stimulated. Friday was great. I got a lot of good deals. Talked to a lot of dealers. The consensus is prices are coming down. Everyone knows this. It's been on Instagram and YouTube. Prices are coming down. People are not paying the money. Either they don't have it or the bubble is busted. It's not what people are. People leaving the hobby. They're in it just for the spec. I don't know. But prices were coming down, and it was great. And it's shown on the comic books that were being sold, particularly older, raw, mid to lower grade books. I got some high grade books I did pay a premium for, but that's me. That's what I did. I chose to do that. But for the most part, the comic books there were there to be sold. I mean, there were some books, not people are not going to fork over $30,000 and $150,000 for. Those books were there too. They're always there. It's like a museum. All the big shows have it. It's not like someone that got $150,000 and buying these books. I'm not saying that. The only thing that was different than the following, I've been going every year, and I think it's been going on since '93, if I'm not mistaken. The only thing that was kind of not discouraging, but kind of, I understand it to a certain degree, but then I don't. Artists charging for their autographs. To each their own. I get it. There are people making money off of their autograph. I understand that, but they're charging more for the CGC witness, so you're making your money on that. So what they're making money off of. But if you want to get your one book signed, there's a certain artist I really wanted to meet. I had one comic, and this artist wanted $20, man, just to sign the comic book. And I had the money, but it's just $20. I just remember back in the day, artists weren't doing that, but again, people weren't making money off of their autographs either, and I understand that. But why have the CGC price higher than your signature price? So I don't know. It kind of rubbed me the wrong way. I wasn't going to do it. That was the only thing that was different. They range between $5 to $20 an autograph, and I don't think people. Well, people were. I take that back. There were the people with the short boxes on the carts pulling around the show, so they were paying it to somebody to get these autographs. So I'm happy to get artwork. That's what I want signatures on, is the artwork. But I only took one book to get signed. Childhood copy. Loved the series since I was a kid. Wanted to meet the artist, and I saw the $20 just to get a signature, and anyway, and not enough of that. The show was great. Like I said, I was there Friday, Saturday, part of Sunday. I didn't, for some certain reasons, I couldn't stay for the full Sunday, but I got my commissions. They were done. I got a commission for the great Steve Conley to a Four Color Fossil member and a friend, Gratu Orloff. Subscribe to his channel. I got a Morticia Adams done for him. He's a big Munster and Adams Family fan. So I got that for him. He's very happy with that. I can talk about it now. He's already posted it on his channel. So go check it out. It's his most recent video, I do believe, where he's showing the piece of artwork. The other artwork, another commission I did was from the Frame Brothers, which I'm going to show a piece of artwork from them here shortly. The Frame Brothers are phenomenal. Two brothers. One does the penciling, the inking, and the coloring, and it's just they produce some nice stuff. They're on Instagram. The other website. There are a lot of cons. The art's very affordable. They're very good at what they do. And I got a piece done. I won't describe what it is because you can go to his channel, Shannon Solid. I think it's a Solid ST4BND. I think that's what it is. I always get his channel mixed up, but I'll see what it is and I'll try. If I remember, I'll put it in the comments. I got him a piece from the Frame Brothers, which incorporated several things that he liked. Got that done in a nice, nice commission for him. And again, they're great guys. Steve Conley's phenomenal. One of the best dudes in comics. The Frame Brothers are awesome, nice dudes. It's a fun time. The atmosphere, like I said, if you love the comic books, if I know you do. If you're on YouTube watching this channel, you love the funny books. You love the older books, the newer books, anything comics, anything related to the medium. You got, if you love it, Baltimore is the place to be. All right, I think I'm done rambling about that. It was a fun con. There's nothing negative about it. The crowds were great. There was no issues. No one fighting in line to get an exclusive. No one was shivving each other in the back to get some special signature or autograph or anything like that. It was nice. Civilized comic book fans who enjoyed being there. That's all it's about. And I'm going to ramble some more. But it's still, I talked to some dealers, and we were talking, a lot of dealers with the same consensus with their personal collection. It's not what they're selling. They don't have, like, the $40,000, Amazing Fantasy 15 or anything like. We talked about it's your comic. Any comic book, it's fun. It doesn't have to be. It could be ROM 12, and you open up ROM 12, sit down, cup of coffee or whatever beverage of your choice, and have a good time just reading that particular book. Or it could be any comic that you like, as long as you're having a great time and you love what you're doing. It's not about the spec. It's not about, what you're going to make off of it or you're going to sell it down the line. It's just fun. And it's those books that make up a lot of our collections. It's not these big, huge, 5-6 figure books that make, it's like it makes the person, look, I've got this book and it's worth, $75,000. Like, that makes you more of a comic book person. That's what it seems like. I'm not saying that it is, but that's what you see on the YouTube and the Instagram. I love the average book. Like one of the books I picked up, which I'll go through later at some point. Like one of the books I picked up at the con. Love the series. Picked them up off the newsstand. I don't know where they're at, so I had to buy them again. These are $2. And it's just Don Newton artwork. I forgot who wrote it. But The Return of the New Gods was such a fun story to me. Because I missed out because I was too young. I was born in '66. So I wasn't really into who Jack Kirby was at that time when The New Gods came out. So reading this for the first time was just phenomenal. And look at this. That's what it's about, guys. But I got some great books at the show. Who wrote this? The credits are at the end. Don Newton drew it, which at the time when I first bought this, I was aware of Don Newton doing Charlton work on the Phantom and some horror stuff. Yeah, Jerry Conway. That's what I was thinking. Good stuff. And again, it's one of those books that you just pick up because you just love reading comic books. It's simple as that. And again, I'll go through with those at some point, probably after the second show that I'm going to, like I told you about earlier. All right. On to the comic books. I've been 15 minutes talking. I know I forgot who it was. Said I talked too much. Sorry. It's the way that I'm just excited about Baltimore. You know, next year's Baltimore is the September 10th, 11th, and 12th, I think, or September 9th, 10th, 11th. That 3-day weekend in September. That 9th, 10th, 11th, 11th, 12th, 13th. That whatever that is, but it's going to be earlier. It could be in September. All right, I'm gonna go by dealers, if I remember correctly. I don't have every dealer that I've dealt with, but I got them categorized. I'm waiting for my Mylars to come in. I ordered from Gerber, from E. Gerber, my Mylites 2 and halfbacks. I ordered 300. Haven't got them yet. Just ordered them. So these are in the bags and boards that I bought them in. So some of the bags and boards are not up to snuff, but we can deal with it. All right, there's one dealer has some nice comics. I bought some Charltons, Westerns, Western Outlaws, or Outlaws of the West for an Instagram buddy. I won't show those because they're going to be sent out to the mail. I got them packed up. I bought some from him, but along with those, I got this beautiful Strange Suspense Stories, number 48. Good Ditko stuff. Got a Ditko story in this. So this is pretty nice. Again, like I said, it's in its original bag and board, so they're not the best. I've been wanting this book for a while, just because of the craziness of the story. With Sergeant Gorilla, which I think is pretty funny. I've not read any of these yet. I've been organizing other things and doing stuff and just basking in the glory of reading comics and books. I'm into a couple westerns and some other stuff. Bought this from hold on, I got this kind of mixed up. This will come up later. There's a dealer that was there, and you didn't pay full price. A lot of dealers, 10 to 30% off. Boom. These next few comics I'm going to show were 20% off the cuff. So whatever book you got, you're going to get 20% off or more. So I was able to get this nice Sail to Astana 66. Beautiful, and I love when Giant Man had the helmet. And it's just a great cover. Beautiful copy. Very happy to have that in the collection. And then with 67, had to get 67 because it's one of my favorite covers of Giant Man hold on to the building. And like I said, these were all 20% off. I bought 3 books from him. I can't remember his dealer name, but he was a good dealer to work with. I've had a lot of nice comics. This one I picked up. I knew nothing about it. The cover just cracked me up. This is Happy Gunner on the side of a gunship, just shooting down an enemy plane. It's a propaganda. I don't use the word propaganda, is the wrong word, but it's about the Air Forces. So there's pictures in here as well as comics about the U.S. Air Force at that time. I believe it's from, I do not remember this year. I want to say it's 52, I think. I did read some of this. So those 3 books I got from him. The Frame Brothers, like I said, I got a commission from them, and I bought this awesome cover that they drew and inked and colored. This is going to go to a buddy. which I thought the Frame brothers did really good with that. The coloring is just superb. The muscle textures and everything, they just really hit out of the park. This is going to a buddy, so I'm gonna put that to the side. So I remember that. This one book I bought from Cards, Comics, and Collectibles. Mark Nathan, who owns that store in Reisterstown, Maryland, runs the Baltimore Comic Con. He's the promoter for Baltimore. So, of course, he's got a big table there. And I've been looking for this book for, it seems like a lot of these books I've been looking for. One of my favorite pulp heroes, G8 and his Battle Aces from 1966. Beautiful painted cover, nice condition. And this was only $20. And I said, here's the money. And I ran with this one. Beautiful book. Love having this in the collection. I had a want list. Only one comic I was able to find on my want list. The Charlton Pre-Code Horror is, I kind of contradicting myself for a second, are just staggering right now. Some are worth it, the price you're paying. I just don't want to pay that kind of money just for the cover. There's a few books that are out there that the money they're asking because of the cover. The insides are not as good. I mean, it's Charlton. I mean, we all know the track record for Charlton. Of course, the Ditko commands the prices. Understandable. I'll pay for Ditko. But if there's Ditko, he'll do the cover and at least one or two stories on the inside. I get that. But when you're asking $1,500 for a mid-grade, The Thing, it's just not going to happen. I'm not going to do it just because the cover is horrific, gory or whatever. So those that were on my list. A lot of pre-code Charltons were on my list. This didn't happen, which I'm fine with. I'm gonna get them at some point. They're out there. I will find them. But the books I did find are really good stuff. There's one dealer called Moving Pictures Comics. Great guy to deal with. He's a local guy. I bought this beautiful Yellow Jacket #6. If people who have been on my channel, I know it's been eons since I've talked about Yellow Jacket, but I'm collecting its Charlton Golden Age book, Golden Age Hero. I've got 1, 7, and 8. Now I got 6. It's only a 10-issue run, and they're affordable. But this is such a beautiful copy. There is a crease right there, as you can see it. Negligible as far as I'm concerned. That red just pops. Beautiful Yellow Jacket comics. That is part I bought. It was the only book I bought from him. However, this book I bought from him last Baltimore Con. I showed this before, and I really wanted this book for a long time. Love heroic comics, especially with the Bill Everett stuff. He did this cover and some stories inside of Hydro Man. I finally got to sit down to read it, and the ad page in the last page was cut out. It was an ad page. It's not part of the story, which I still paid a lot of money for this book. It was last year Baltimore when I bought this book. I took it back to him. I explained to him the situation. He said, not a problem. Gave me $200 off. Let me keep the book. He was going to take the book back. No harm, no foul. Gave me the money, and we were done. But I wanted to keep the book because it's not an easy book to find. So I really wanted to keep the book, even though it's got the ad page on, which is the only book I can tell you in my collection that I have a page missing. I don't like having pages missing. It bugs me. But it was an ad page. Doesn't affect any of the stories. I like the book. Long story short, gave me $200. Let me keep the book, and I put it towards the Yellow Jacket. So everyone's happy, and I was happy. So it was all great. Another dealer, and escaping my name. His name is escaping me. but I found Tarzan #1, beautiful condition, Tarzan 1. And this is, I got #2 is the only issue I had. I finished the run. 1, the big long run of Tarzan from Charlton, 1, 2, 3, and 4. The only reason it lasted until 4, because Charlton was not authorized from the Edgar Rice Burroughs estate to put out this comic book. So it only lasted 4 issues. Cease and desist. No more Tarzan from Charlton. Sam Glasman did the artwork in this, except for the last issue. This is I already had #2 in my collection. This is #3. Beautiful copies, man. I was snacking these up. Bam, bam, bam. I wanted them all, and he had them all. And he gave me a good price. I think I got like 30% off. These Tarzans are from the dealer, and these other books, and I'll let you know when it stops. And he gave me 30%, about like 30% off. And this is #4. Kind of reminiscent of his first appearance in All Story cover, and the Marvel Tarzan 1, kind of the same kind of cover. I like this cover a lot. I love the yellow. It looks great. High grade Charlton's, man. It doesn't get any better than that for me, you know. These were great. He had these in a pack. We had to buy all 4. High grade, Voyage to the Deep. I think this is 2, 3, 4, yeah. This is the first issue. I think it's from 65 or 64. Voyage to the Deep. Look at that beautiful painted cover. Got the complete run in one fell swoop. Love these painted Dell books. I like Dell comics. Always the painted covers, very attractive. Nice to have in the collection, and good reads too. I think Sam Glasman did the artwork in Voyage to the Deep. I think I read the first issue, and I believe it was Sam Glasman was the artist in that. And this is #4, 1964. This is my favorite cover. Looks great. Beautiful books. They look like they're right off the rack, right off the spinner rack. Same dealer. Conan #2. Monica Monster Isle. Conan is a great book. I've only have issue 1. I've read it numerous times, and I think it's cool. Dinosaurs, machine guns, cavemen, you name it. It's all in Conan. It's a great book to have, to collect. They're inexpensive. And this #2 was $15. And again, that's like 30% off. I bought the book from him. So I think that's why I got the 30%. But look at that cover, man. Beautiful. This was $30. But again, I didn't pay that price. Again, 30% off. And I've been looking for this for a long time. Well, it's readily available, but it's either really high grade and very expensive, or it's beat up and they want too much for it. This is probably, you know, a little bit higher than mid-grade. But I love Psycho Pirate and the Golden Age characters. So this was a no-brainer for me to pick up. I've read this before. I used to have a copy back when I first started collecting, and I don't know what happened to it. Now this is from a good buddy of mine, a good seller from Warthog Comics, WARTHAWG. He's online, Warthog Comics, Damian Hill. Great guy to deal with. Bought the Space Adventures #32, right before the big one, 33. Great Ditko cover. Love the Charltons, as you guys know. Great stuff. He gave me a discount on all this stuff except for one book. And even and I'll show you the book in a second. I'll get to the story in a minute. Now this is a beautiful copy. Been wanting this for a while. In this type of grade. 4th appearance of Captain Atom. And it's just a tremendous cover. Very cool. Space Adventures cover. Captain Atom. This right here, the Baker cover, it's a scarce Western called Western Bandit Trails. Such a great cover. Love my westerns, and it presents really well. Again, Baker. It's a scarce copy. This is number 9. Forgot from when this is from Approved. There was a company who put this out before, and I can't remember who it was. And this story's continued from that company. I looked it up, and I can't remember now. Excuse me. This was the one I paid the cover price for. It's such a high grade book. The Texan Comics number 7 Baker cover. And it might have a Baker story in it. I don't know for sure. But even the price I paid for this is almost double according to Overstreet Guide. So he had a good price on it, and I got it for a song compared to what the guy said it's worth. And it's a beautiful copy. I mean, look at that red. It's just gorgeous. It's just good stuff. And I also bought from him Milton and the Monster and the Fearless Fly, number 1. This is needed in every collection. You got to have this type of stuff. This is just fun, childhood memories, great stuff. I also bought, obviously, I bought it, but The Weird World of J. Evil and Mr. and Mrs. Scientist. Oh, just fond memories. Good stuff. This is number 2. Probably very fine. Very happy to have these books. And another tough, if you guys are out looking, the Texan, the comic I just showed with the Baker cover. If you're not into westerns or if you're into Baker art, that book, that series is kind of under the radar for Baker collectors because, it's a western and not everyone's after westerns. But Baker did a lot of artwork in that series. So if you're out and about looking for some good, cool stuff, you see the Texan comics, it's affordable for you, pick it up. Chances are there's going to be some Baker, either inside or on the cover. That's a great series too. And another thing that's scarce that a lot of dealers did not have is that Dell put out, was it Gold Key put out, and I bought an issue and I showed it on a show before last. That the cardboard cover, they're not Dell Giants, but they're like Dell Giants, but they're Gold Key with cardboard covers. Very hard. A lot of dealers did not have them. If they did, I would have bought one. I bought who was it? It was a Halloween special with Boris and Natasha. It was Bullwinkle, but Boris and Natasha were on the cover with them, and that's the only one I ever found. So hopefully, when I go to the show on November 20th, I'll be able to find a couple of those Gold Keys. But they're thick, cardboard cover, and that's the problem with finding them in good shape. Was able to be split, the cover would be off, like the Dell Giants, because they're for kids, man. They read their books. Secret Squirrel number 1, 1966. Such a great book. Look at that. That's just great. Going to be reading those this afternoon. I've been looking for this for a while. He had it before, and I overlooked it, and I meant to go back to get it, and he finally showed it to me. The Sherlock Holmes, this is still with Damien, Warthog Comics. Sherlock Holmes number 1. The only thing is a piece missing right here, but I'm okay with that because this is a tough book. I mean, not like it's nothing to write home about, but I'm a collector. I'm a collector of Charlton, and I like Sherlock Holmes, and just got everything. It's from 1955. This is the first issue, so I think it only lasted for about 4 or 5 issues. It wouldn't last very long. Now this is from a dealer, Basement Comics, Al Stoltz, who's been in the business for decades. Bought a lot of books from him. This is Clue Comics number 2. It'll go with my number 4 quite well. And I love Hillman characters. Microface and Zippo, Boy King, great stuff. Very nice copy. Presents very, very well. I'm very happy with this purchase. This is the book that I got off my wish list. This is the only thing I got that was able to be that I fell off my wish list. There were so many comics that you get overwhelmed in a good way. Like, wow, where am I going to get? Am I going to get this? Am I going to get that? You had to remember where the dealers were at. Anyone who's been to a big con knows what I'm talking about. Another great book that I got. I'm very happy to have this. I've got number 8, Lone Rider 1. I hadn't even seen this before. I knew of it, but I'd never seen it. Look at that. Look how beautiful that is. Look at that, man. Lone Rider 1. Great stuff. Everybody wants the Stan Lee cover. Everybody knows that photo cover. It's Stan Lee. Everybody wants that one, but I like that Lone Rider 1. Got a nice Gorgo, number 6. High grade Charlton. Again, paid a premium. I mean, he gave me a discount because I bought a lot of stuff. But high grade books, Charlton. I mean, you're gonna have to pay sometimes, you know. Working on my Racket Squad in action. I got 1, the 13, which has got the Ditko Explosion cover, and the last issue. Those are the biggest ones. There's 1 or 2 more that are kind of pricey, but that's not going to be a problem because Racket Squad. It's not like everyone's clamoring for Racket Squad in action. But here's number 13, Joe Shuster cover. Nice, presents so well. Look at that white. It looks so good. It's clean. And these are not restored books. These are as they as you see them. Look at that. It's just a great book. It's like an old radio show. That's what it reminds me of when I read Racket Squad in action. I think of old time radio. These are tough to get to. From Charlton, Soldier and Marine, number 14. Not this particular issue, but the photo covers are coveted and they're tough to get. So you pay a little bit more for them. Soldier and Marine. My only issue I have of Soldier and Marine comics is right there. Beautiful Atomic Bunny, number 15. Great. Look how beautiful that cover is. I hate that blurb on there. That and the swimming pool add just too many ruins to cover. But what can you do? It's Charlton. But it's beautiful, almost like off the stands. How am I? Only 38 minutes. That's great. Hot Rods and Racing Cars, number 58. The killer Jack Keller cover. Look how beautiful that book is. And this is from. They just went to 12 cents. It had probably 62. Beautiful book. Speed Buggy, number 1. These are tough to find too. The Hanna-Barbera, a lot of the Hanna-Barbera Charltons, Magilla Gorilla, Great Ape. They're just tough. And it's a Fun Parade or Hanna-Barbera's Parade. I can't remember what the logo is. Great. I can't remember the exact title, but it's got Parade and these colorful circus type letters, and it's just a great Charlton humor comic. But this is a nice condition for Speed Buggy. Tales of Suspense 59, one I've been looking for a while, and I had the extra scratch, so I picked this up. Big Iron Man fan, my favorite Marvel character. I haven't read Iron Man probably in 30 years. Don't read too many newer comics, but luckily we have the old books. But yeah, this is a nice copy. This was something I was very happy to find. Big fan of Smiling Jack. This was a giveaway from a shoe company, Weatherbird. 16-page, all newsprint, Weatherbird Shoe Company. Gave away this one with a bunch of other characters. Dick Tracy being one of them, which is very expensive. This is from 1936. The price guide says it's for 38, but the edition on this says it's 1936. And Smiling Jack with that freaking mustache. Look at that bad boy. Yeah, good old Smiling Jack. Yeah, this was a giveaway. Very happy to find this. These are not, you don't find them really available. Very cool. My very cool find. My own Smiling Jack. No popular comics. You know, the 4-color. I've got 4-color Smiling Jack, but none at Baltimore. Popular comics Smiling Jack, 4-color Smiling Jack, and some giveaways, which I got one of the giveaways right here. Mighty Samson number, I don't know what number this is. 1964. This is a great series. If you like post-apocalyptic stories, Mighty Samson is it. Warlord number 1. Beautiful shape. I paid less than $25 for this, which I was so happy. This is such a great book to have. Warlord was such a fun. Again, back to just having fun. Warlord was such a fun series. Pick up any issue of Warlord, and you'll have a good time. All right. Oh, commissions. Chris Kemple did this awesome Skyman for me. Look at that. One of my favorite Golden Age characters. Chris Kemple, Skyman from Columbia. Look at that. I mean, I thought it was just going to be a black and white full figure drawing. I came back and he had this done color, backgrounds, everything Skyman. The tow hook that he's swinging on, his gun, everything Skyman. He got the color, just perfect. And Jim Calafiore, who I go to all the time, did this awesome Nosferatu. That's who I wanted this year, and he just really did a bang up job on it. The lighting on this is just really good. Good stuff. And I got a couple other things. I bought from Al Stoltz, Basement Comics, Devilina 1. Tough to find. And that one dealer I bought with the green price tags on, Amazing Hero 7, because of the Micronauts and the history of the Thunder Agents. Nice condition. Looks like it's brand new. And Amazing Heroes number 10. Number 10. It was $10, but I got 50%. It's number 8. Talking about the beloved Thunder Agents. And it's awesome from Basement Comics. This awesome Comic Crusaders, one of the fanzines that I'm creating, that I am collecting. Great stuff in this one. Jim Steranko cover, and I love fanzines. Love the fanzines. You pay a price for them because there's no guide. There's nothing there to sit there and say how much these should be. So you can find them anywhere between $5 to $100. I mean, depending on what you want to pay and what's included and what's there. There's just no guide to fanzines that I know of anyway. And I got this issue of Food number 20. Awesome Edgar Rice Burroughs properties that Marvel had at the time. Great article and features on that. So, it's been 44 minutes. Try to hit this at 45. Thanks, guys. I got more books to show, but I'm going to do that when I come back from the con on the 20th of November. So, 2 videos in 1 month. I am flipping, going crazy. Oh my gosh. Alright, guys. Thanks again. Sorry for rambling so much at the beginning, but it's part and parcel of, I guess, this channel. Anyway, thank you, guys. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for viewing. Hit the thumbs up. Hit the likes. Give me a comment. Give me some comments. Let's talk comics. All right, guys, take care and have a good rest of the week.